All right. So we have Alita and Rob and an empty room.
Oh, there's a card. I saw.
Like, share, follow, subscribe for more magic. Sorry, I had to bring my magician. Spidey to this stream.
Awesome.
It's the wrong guy.
I love the shirt, man. I love the shirt. Totally fits.
I brought the wrong Spidey.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so we're not talking about Marilyn Manson for a week, okay? We are talking about something that has shaken up the whole online poker world, something of which I had very little idea, but is a big enough of a scandal that it kind of left the world and has stepped into overall pop culture. I think especially because of the chess cheating scandal that has also happened recently. So it's like, oh, wait, first chess, now we have this. And an Instagram model.
And a phishing cheating scandal too.
Isn't that just phishing?
No, apparently. I got asked by several viewers if I'll be
covering. Did you not see that? That was insane.
What? I thought that was what everyone did is they lied about their fish. I mean, isn't that part of it?
This is a rare.
I mean, that is the origin of fish story, right?
Yes. I mean, it's just
all the cheating scandals. And first, I thought you said it was like a chest cheating scandal, and I was like, she did have a big chest. I was like, oh, he meant chess. He meant chess.
The more advanced game, not quite as primal.
So, Rob, what happened? What's going on with the phishing thing? Sorry, I know this is really sidetracking, but just in like one sentence, how do you cheat at phishing?
Two dudes started loading their fish with actual lead weights and cuts of other fish during the weigh-ins, and basically stole about hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Whoa!
Wow!
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, they're facing, I think, felony charges are being brought based on the jurisdiction because they also got sponsorships, they got exemptions into everything else. They literally gamed. I mean, these bass fishing tournaments, they're not small potatoes.
Well, it's fraud.
There's lots of money. Oh yeah,
fraud is fraud,
they
right?
just took Fish and Game as a whole new label.
I have a question. If you can prove that the fish ate the lead while in the water before you caught it, is it cheating?
Oh,
that would take a lot to prove that, don't you think?
Listen, we know two good lawyers.
Speaking of which, we're going to be consulting the lawyers with some questions about this particular situation.
Your Honor, my client alleges that the fish ate the weight before it was caught.
Oh God. Please don't send me that client. Please don't send me that client. Please don't send me that client.
But Rob, aren't you the one who said you work with the troublesome clients?
I do.
He doesn't need more.
I don't need more.
Well, you have the emotional support animals on the shelf.
They're there. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, Spidey, what do you think is the best approach? Should we just go into the hand real quickly and play it?
Yeah.
And so everybody can see what went on. And
I think, here's the thing. So this video is going to attract a lot of different people from all breadths and scopes of the world. If you're interested in poker and you're a poker pro and you follow poker channels, we're not going to go too far into the details. We'll explain it for those who aren't sure what's happening with the hand or how poker works, what's going on. We'll talk about that. But this is coming from a behavioral standpoint, a legal standpoint, and a cheating standpoint, which is what my experience is. I've studied the techniques that go into cheating at cards for entertainment. So I've hung out with literally the best card cheats in the world who entertain, including Richard Turner, who is loosely considered to be the best cheat in the world. It's debatable. There's a few other guys who are really, really good, but he's top three for sure. He's blind. So he developed he could do things with his fingers. Because, like the way blind people will develop like that sensibility to be able to do braille and stuff. He could do things with cards that I've sat next to him and he'll do things that I have no clue what the hell's going on. So he fooled Penn and Teller, and they've said he's the best cheat in the world. So I'm going to bring a lot of that experience in. So we're going to talk poker enough to explain what's going on, but we're not going to go in depth on the poker strategy here.
I actually did a video. I did a video earlier with a poker person to help me understand what was going on. So please, everybody, feel free to check that out too, because we discussed the cheating. from his end as a poker person whether he thought it was cheating or not, because it is very, very controversial. And what's interesting is different people are having different controversies on it. It just depends on their angle. I don't know. It's almost like a litmus test. I don't want to go deep into that, but it definitely is. So let's go ahead and play it out. Now I'm going to do my best to regurgitate what I learned earlier. I am clueless. I'm freshly fed information, and I'm trying to maintain it for the day. But hopefully we'll get through it.
Yo, Viva's watching. What up?
Whoop, whoop. All right.
Hey, Viva.
Essentially, we're going into the hand, and
No, Eric, let's get Viva in here. Or do you not want 5? Viva,
I'm happy to. I'll invite him, and that's fine.
Yeah, send him. We'd love to have you in here, Viva.
He's always welcome. Anyway,
Brilliant.
already said that before they even start. Okay, they have somebody called it blind or antes, but there was $800 before anything even happened, I guess, as a carryover from before. And then they're going to put money in, but that's just kind of telling you where they are. There's money, there's stakes in there already. This is a cash game. And by the way, it is genuine cash. It's not like a prize tournament. They all brought cash. Mm-hmm. And you are looking at the amount of cash they have on hand. Garrett has $816,000 on hand.
And
so
that's real money. That slightly does affect the way players play. Like with a cash game, if you lose your money, you can always buy in some more. In a tourney, typically the behavior will be a little bit more conservative, because if you make a call like this and you lose your money, you're out of the tourney. So the fact that it's a cash game does change a little bit the way, not much, but a little bit the way one would play.
Oh, it changed me, because I'd be puckered so badly that I'd be paralyzed and never be able to make a decision. It's like, oh, here's my bet. It's a car. Oh, hey, it's a car for everybody. It's like, hell no.
Yeah, so, that's true. She did call the amount of a S-Class Mercedes.
He called the amount of a mortgage. But anyway.
Yeah. That was like one of his first TV appearances.
Okay, so here you can see what they have. He has $813,000. She has $133,000, and they put in the ante, or essentially, or blind, or whatever it's called.
So that was like before he won all the tournaments, and
and she's about to call.
No, wow, Robbi really mixing it up here, calling Garrett's raise with Jack 4 off. It's blind versus blind, and Garrett here.
And you can hear. Sorry, you could hear.
10.
Hey, Viva Free.
How's it going, everybody?
Hey, Viva.
All right.
I got a new toy. I'm charging the GoPro Hero 11, so that was what I was doing while watching. Okay, I missed the. So, what are the starting cards, and what was the pre-flop raise?
Pre-flop raise. They're at $2,200. There is $800. He raised it to $2,200 pre-flop, and he has an 8-7 clubs. Mm-hmm. She has a Jack and 4 of hearts. You can see on the screen.
Okay.
So she called, and you could hear Eric, the announcer, at that point. He's not shocked yet. He's about to be, but right now his tone is suggesting that he's skeptical. Like, oh, that's interesting that she called that, but he's not in a state of utter chaos yet.
Well, no, and this is the thing, though, to consider. If you look, and this is really important for understanding why people are upset about the hand. He has an 8 and 7 of clubs. There is a 9 and 10 of clubs in the pot. Yeah, so he is looking at a potential straight flush here. Very good hand. If, the next 2 cards, either one can finish up the flush, can finish up a straight flush, can finish up a straight. I mean, there are a lot of options for him to go. Yeah. She's looking at a pair of tens.
Let's get there. So, we're not there yet.
Okay. Well, it's significant.
10-9 clubs. He's going to bet 2,500. Wow, and Robbi's going to call here with Jack 4 with the Jack of clubs. Turn is 8-3, puts backdoor hearts down. And this is usually when Garrett will lay the hammer down.
Pot's 11,700.
Yes.
But watch this.
He's going to bet 10,000. And I think Robbi should have probably been out of this hand pre-flop.
Okay, yeah, they're already saying she should have folded. She's got garbage.
She's got nothing.
It's a garbage hand right now.
She's got 1 club and 1 heart. And wow, look at this. What is she thinking about here? Gonna raise it. Well, we saw her raise Ace King a little
She's
bit
trying
ago
to gauge
for
like
min
how
raise. Here
confident
she's
he is
gonna
in his
min
hand.
click.
Put it on pause here for 1 second.
Okay.
If the underlying theory is that she cheated or was cheating, she would be betting into a hand right now where she would still be losing more often than not as the cards would draw out, even if she knew that a jack high was best.
Yeah, correct. So far she has the better hand, but he has more potential. But there's two things we have to keep into consideration. One of which, and it's really important, is that the percentages they show you on the screen right now considers the other hands at the table that were folded. So because the other hands didn't have too many clubs and too many things that could help Garrett, we now know that there are remaining cards in the deck that can really help his hand. So it kind of skews it a little bit more in his favor because it's taken into account what the other players have folded.
Yeah,
so
it's just the idea that if she were cheating, she would know that she's raising now. No one is ever folding this. So she's hoping to fatten up a pot while cheating in the hopes that 50% of the time she would lose, 53% of the time she would lose.
She's doing a min raise, which is very significant. The
I think she's trying to gauge,
raise.
I think she's trying to gauge how confident he is in his hand at this point.
Yep.
A little late in the game to do that, though. Here,
yes, I think there's a couple factors though that we'll talk about it too as it goes. Because believe me, everybody's gone in depth on this.
Rob, I think she's testing to see if he's hoping to hit or if he hit. Like if he had a 10, which gave him those trips, or if like she's trying to gauge where he is in his success.
But what is, if we can not skip the punchline, what's the rationale or theory as to how she would have been cheating? Is someone telling her the cards? Did she see the whole cards?
There's a lot. There's a lot of crazy theories out there. Anything from she's got what people are calling a vibration device, but what we call a thumper.
Right.
Which is someone
we'll get into. I don't want to get into all the speculation. I kind of want to get through.
Okay. Do the hand. Let's see the announcers freak out.
Back 4, and you know Garrett is just so experienced.
Oh wait, hold on, let me scratch my face. That's the shit I got.
How often would she do this with the 10? Could he possibly bet 3-bet here? I mean, she just min-clicked the turn.
So this is being aired live. This is live, right?
Yeah.
No, this is a delay. That was something I found out. We thought it was minutes, but apparently it's a 2-hour delay. Bottom line, so there's no way you could be
no way in real time. There's no
Right.
there's no card reading device that's telling her in real time what his cards are because someone can see it on TV. That would
not because of TV. That is a possibility, but not because someone's seeing it on TV. Somebody in the organization, maybe. Somebody who's intercepting the RFID transmission, maybe, but not on TV. No.
Okay.
And not like us online, not like we're sitting here online going, here, I'm going to send her a message to her Apple Watch.
No, but that was actually a totally dumb thing that I said. There's no way it would ever be real time like that. I'm just trying to think of the. I'm analogizing this. Spidey, you remember the Apostle cheating scandal?
Yep.
Yes.
So I'm trying to think of the ways that similar. Okay.
I mean, but just looking at the two on this split screen right here, doesn't it look like they could have just stepped off the set of Real Housewives of New Jersey?
I just can't figure out where her shoulders end. It looks like her shoulder goes out totally square to the the right.
I quickly want to just shotgun address a couple of comments in the chat. First, you won't need to know poker to understand what we're talking about here. Right now we're talking about technical, but we're talking more about behavior. And I'm going to show you some really cool cheating stuff today with cards in ways that you can know if someone's about to cheat or not. In any game, doesn't have to be poker. Something else, why can't she just be bluffing? So it's one thing to bluff raise. It's another thing to bluff call. It's two very different, and we'll talk a little bit about that without getting too technical. And then another thing somebody asked, does the Botox affect my read on her? And I didn't talk about eyebrows raising in my video. I covered this in full. I covered all the cheating techniques on my channel. I wanted to talk about the eyebrow raise today, but really quickly, it does, because at some point we see our eyebrows raise, but they don't fully raise. The middles stay lower than they should. So we'll get to that in a minute. Keep going, Eric.
I didn't notice any Botox.
Well, there was also, I don't know at which point, but she did little self-soothing with her tongue, little gulping with her throat.
She did do a lot.
She's pretty active.
You gotta take this class.
If he calls, there'd be about 2 pot-sized bets left. So
his breath rate just increased like tenfold
here.
Yeah, chest, a lot of chest breathing, lip activity in a moment. There we
bet
go,
three
the lip compression there.
Yep.
Uncertainty, not sure. We could see, like, when she says she read him, there are tells there that he's very unconfident.
Oh, yeah.
Experienced in bet patterns, bet sizing.
Hi, Terry. Hope you're feeling better.
She sort of acted a little bit with Jack 8 of diamonds from a few rounds ago. She's going to put a time chip out. She said that she thought Garrett had a draw about 20 minutes ago, and Garrett had the full house, the queen 4 against Jack 8. And she took some time with it. And then she said,
I just want to call to see it. I think he might have me though. 3's no good?
Okay, pause right there.
That is a significant part right there. The
Yeah, so
three's
she
no
just
good.
said, 3's no good. And a lot of people online are alleging that she thought she had Jack 3, not Jack 4. So Viva, in her previous hand, she had a Jack 3. And a lot of people are thinking that that memory carried over because she just said, trying to gauge, well, he's got 3's no good. Like, and what 90% of the time, what somebody would mean by that is she's trying to see if the 3's that she thinks she has, are those not good enough? Why would she ask 3's not good? Like, does she think he's trying to represent a pair of 3's? But usually we're talking about our own hand when we say something like that. So this is one of the pieces of evidence that say maybe she thought she had a Jack 3, which would make this call not great, but not as bad.
Right. And it is, I watched a coach, a poker coach talking about it. You know, I guess he was a pro or whatever. He said, even I have known I had something in my hand. And when I laid the cards down, I looked at them and they weren't what I had in my hand. And
we see it because, a lot.
Yeah, we say, and if she's not looking that often, now people are saying she looked long, but she didn't look really long until after a lot of these bets already went down. And there could be the bad language, the oh shit factor. Yep. It's not a 3 anymore.
But Eric, let me tell you something, and this goes back to behavior. I've seen that happen a lot. I've done that where I forgot the hand I had. I've seen people. There's always an aha moment now maybe she's on TV, maybe she doesn't want to have that I'm an idiot, I forgot my hand moment, so she's suppressing it, or maybe it happened and she realized it before but didn't want to admit it because it would make her look silly. But there's almost always that, oh my God, I thought I had something else moment. It never happens with her. But that take that with a grain of salt. It can mean nothing.
This is why you shouldn't be in hands like this.
She doesn't have a 3. So
You want me to call you?
I don't know what she is thinking about here because she loses to some bluffs like king, queen, jack types of things too.
I'll go no. This is where they're confused because again, there's all these hands that she would lose to. And they're essentially kind of laying out the odds of it. Like, oh, she would lose to this, she would lose to this. What is she doing? Why would she do with this hand? But of course they are pros talking and she's not really a pro.
She calls?
For once, but it's up to you.
Okay, this is ridiculous. Someone's gonna have to give me compelling reasons why this would be cheating. She, even if she saw his cards, she wouldn't necessarily agree to flip with a jack high at that time.
So she would, given the equity. So it's not only about the hand; it's about the odds. So think about it this way: if I told you to bet $5 on a pot that is $6 million and your odds of winning it are 5%, you would still do it because of what she stands to gain. So you have to factor that in. Any poker player would tell you that if you showed her if he was playing this open hand, the right thing to do here is to call that because
hold on. What's the equity, Spidey? I'm not. I'll follow you on the math, but what she has to call another 100 into 260.
Into 260, yeah.
So that's putting in 1/3 for a 50-50, or it's a little less than that. But I'm
Given that he hasn't hit yet, I think statistically the right thing to do would be to call here. At least that's what I've heard in most discussions.
Yeah, but maybe for 40,000, not for 130. I the most likely explanation here is that she thought she had Jack 3 and put him on a draw, not Jack nothing and put him on a draw.
By the way, if you want to talk about tells, look at his face right now. He just got busted.
Well, Andrew Penny says
he got caught. He's
Duping the light.
I mean, come on. Because as stoic as he's been the whole time or tried to be, this right here, and it's funny as he gets so
Andrew Penny says, what if she can see the upcoming cards? I mean, that's next level conspiracy if she can read the card that's
there's
close
to no way to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not Mission Impossible. Those glasses don't have like a magical screen up display.
They
shows
could.
No, but she wouldn't be able to see them. You got the burn card covering the next card.
Exactly.
So she wouldn't be able to see
Rob,
it.
she could.
Okay.
Rob, even if they did, because that technology exists, contact lenses or glass with infrared that would allow you to see something on the back of a card, but she can't see the back of the cards in the dealer's hand. She can only see what's on the table.
all right. By the way, be careful of the jargon. A lot of the chat's going, well, what? So
Sorry. So basically, we're debating whether or not, even if she was cheating, would what she just did be the right thing, and it's debatable.
Yeah, and there is nothing about his body language that says that he's trying to bluff off or anything like that. That is genuine happiness.
no, I think he got caught out.
Yeah.
That's not happy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no, that's him saying, "Oh, I just got
never mind.
busted."
Never mind.
With that group, I think he paused it at a very inopportune moment. But that burst of smile with a quick groom and then coming back to this.
Yep. It only took 1 second after that.
Yeah, that was a okay. She got me.
Now, someone's going to have to convince me that this is cheating. This is nothing like the Apostle situation where the entire, several hands were played totally unorthodox.
Well, don't worry, it's coming, David. We'll go over the.
Okay.
What is going
Hold on. Andrew Penny, I got to address this. How can she get the RFID of the table cards but not upcoming cards? So when the cards are placed in their designated spots on the table, that's what is read. That's the reader. To read an RFID chip, you need an RFID reader. Those are in the table. Mm-hmm. To get it from the deck in the hand, how is the reader coming close enough and distinguishing from the 40 remaining cards in the dealer's hand? You need a scanner. They need to go in this particular spots.
Spidey, I haven't seen how this ends, but there's no issue about the RFID reader mislabeling the cards on the flop or
No.
That does happen, people. Where
but everything is functioning perfectly.
And Viva, it's a great thing you just said, because the announcer is about to speculate that and say, is there a possibility that the reader isn't working?
Once, but it's up to you.
Do they run it twice? Tell me they don't run it twice.
But
this is something I learned about before earlier. Is I guess they can run the last card twice, which gives twice the
in a cash game
variance.
They can run the whole. They can run the flop, turn, and river twice if they want. They can run it 4 times. They can run it until the deck runs out in a cash game if they allow it. But it's okay. So she's got to get okay. Well, I don't even know how it ends.
Yep. Okay. So yep.
She's gonna win both.
Look at his face. Come on, that's a dude.
Is it possible that her hand might be misread in the card graphics or something?
Yep.
Because I have a shitty hand.
You do? Yikes.
Oh, at least she had the blocker to his royal flush, so there's that.
This is a pure bluff catcher. I'm dealing with right now.
With Jack high?
Now she still thinks she has Jack 3.
Yeah, I think he has to be.
She looks uncomfortable
Go
and
to the river.
embarrassed.
The river is a 9.
That one's you for sure.
They're gonna run it
Unless you have, like,
twice.
pocket five
I
And
don't think so.
she's
You have,
gonna.
small pair?
You give me that much credit?
I don't know.
Haven't you seen what I've
She's
done?
good with the first one.
No.
Turn him over. You already got that.
Oh. No.
If the cards are correct.
Oh, she's 100% sincere. She's embarrassed. She's.
And the river bricks out again.
Oh my god!
Oh, the table.
Viva, look at his face the moment her cards are flipped over.
Watch. Why? It is a study in
Freeze, fight, or flight response.
Oh, but the transference of emotion, and then the look. Oh my God, it's like a
focus on him.
boiling.
They're about to turn over their hands to see who won, and just look at him.
Yeah,
at least she didn't muck the winner for thinking the jack high was no good.
Well, just watch him.
I want to see. Does she have Jack 4?
She got 4 Jack high.
What?
And notice how he's looking at Phil Ivey.
Garrett's
He's
face.
looking right
That
at Phil Ivey, who's like a very seasoned player. He's trying to see like what?
Oh shit.
That is super, super strange. You can see his reaction. Like, what?
I feel like I'm looking at the meme where you have the woman and you have like math all over, like around her face, and she's just like trying to add things up. Like I feel like that's looking at his face right now.
That's exactly what it is. He's questioning not just the last 5 minutes of his life, but everything that's ever happened in his life from the day he was born.
Yep.
Oh, and it gets darker. It's also like you can see a slow burn within, like a seething that starts to happen over it.
Well, yeah, because how much is left in this video? I can't see it.
Oh, there's a lot of time. We're not going to do the whole video.
You're fucking stupid. Going on. That's what
Jacob, you look like you want to kill me. I mean, not Jacob. I mean, like, you look like you want to kill me.
He wants to vomit.
Yeah. Oh, it just lost 120,000. Oh no, plus the whole 160,000.
I want to vomit.
Yeah, he still hasn't said a word.
Wow. That's
Look
not
at
right now.
his eyes. There's nothing. Someone had better had evidence.
Garrett would
show that this
be
is cheating.
fairly congratulatory if somebody made a hero call like that, but he seems somewhat disturbed here by what just happened. I don't.
Call of the year right there.
It's testing.
It's literally like the sort of most disturbed look that I've ever seen Garrett give.
Silence.
Such a great study of human
And
reaction.
obviously the reason why he'd do that is how can she call? Like maybe he thinks that she saw his hand somehow, or so, I don't know.
The flop goes bet call. The turn goes bet raise shove call.
Like what? What do you mean like raise?
128. Bet 20,000 mini raise.
No.
Before the flop.
This is huge right there. Behavior-wise, that moment, Eric, was huge. Can you pause? So behavior-wise, I talked about this in my video, but let's just quickly reiterate here. We get an exit check. Notice how he straightens up as his breathing goes deeper to the chest, and he turns around like this, and we call this exit checking. When we're under very high stress, we look for doors. We look for ways out. So he's up until that moment, he was looking at the table. Players, cards, her, cards, players. In this moment, he breaks away. He's like, something in his head is like, no, something's wrong here. I got to get. And if we look at his hand, we see severe digital flexion. The fingers are coming in like this, which is consistent with conflict, confrontation. So I think in this moment in his head, he's concluded that this is about to get aggressive. And it's literally fight or flight. He's debating fight or flight. We see that debate. Freeze happen, and now we're seeing fight or flight in that moment. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a rare thing to see like this. I mean, it's just...
That's not controversial. There's no scandal there. She made a stupid call because she misread her hand and then she got
Hold
lucky.
on, okay. You know, just for you, David.
My question is, what's her level of experience?
New. She's less than a year. Less than a year. Very new to the game. Yes. She's being coached right now, but very new
into it, like just green backing into it, like having no idea what you're doing in that moment, because that's a
oh no.
Hold on, go back, Eric. Go back to the clip because we're still missing one little bit of information where she. Go back, or is it? Still,
hang on, I'm working on it. I
Because,
somewhere
anyway,
else.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you can't get it back up. Right at that moment, she tries to justify why she did what she did, and she says, "I had you on an ace high" or something like that, and then he goes, "Right. So why'd you call after the turn?"
Yeah, because it's not like she didn't bluff it. She called it. So if she put him on an ace high, she's calling with a losing hand.
That's exactly right. So even her justification didn't make sense.
Yeah, nothing that she did made. I mean, for all the professional players, from what I understand, her actions just did not make sense at all. She should have been out way earlier. Like, she just did not have a hand.
But she's not. So and I think that's what it all comes down to. I think professional poker players are looking at this as a professional poker play. It's not. It's an intuitive play. She made a call, and you see this at low-level games. This is why, all these pros who are really into the game, they forget that at the lower levels, people make stupid calls all the time. And that's all it is.
You know what's weird is I had a tweet that showed one of the controversies, and that tweet is gone. So the guy deleted it, and there's something going on here.
This is not, if you want to see what is arguably more definitively a cheating scandal, you look at Mike Postle playing the way he was playing with his hands on his head and a series of hands. This, I'm inclined to believe she thought she had Jack 3, which at the time she made the call would have been much more than a 50-50 favorite to an ace high, even to a draw. But no, it's just a stupid. I'm thinking of Ronaldo. Remember when Ronaldo was in the WSOP, made one dumb call after another, got lucky, and then it caught up with him.
So Viva, there's more to the story. So after this, they both leave the table, and she gives him his money back. And that's another thing people are factoring in big time. Eric, I don't know if you can cue that up because
I am working on it. Yep.
Whether you can or whether you can or can't. So
I got it. I got it. Boss. There you go.
That's not something a cheater would do, is give the money back.
I mean,
what the hell do you risk your entire?
I agree. So a lot of people are using it as incriminatory, but I think it could be argued in both directions.
Tell Ink in the chat. Ink, I may have been watching poker since, I don't know how old you are. I've been watching poker for a very, very long time. Like thousands of hours. I watch it when I jog. I've watched all the WSOP, World Poker Tours, all of them. So I'm not a pro because I can't stand losing money.
David, guess what? You'll get a lot of opinions on this, and I heard them earlier.
Guys, listen. Like I said earlier, Viva, your knowledge of poker is, I could tell instantly, just fine. Yeah, none of us here are pros. We're examining the behavior. I have a ton of experience with cheating at cards, again, for entertainment. But yeah, like if you're here,
I thought you were instructing us.
Never
on
let a
how
magician.
to.
No, he's gonna show us how to cheat for entertainment. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
So
let's see.
If you guys want like commentary by top level poker pros, there's infinite channels doing that. We're looking at behavior.
All right, so let's see what happens.
What's going on? Did she just pick up?
Like, you don't cheat. Risk getting murdered in Vegas so you can give the money back afterwards because you feel bad about cheating.
I like the reactions of everyone else at the table.
Chips over there.
Like, I've been watching them.
Also, technically not Vegas, but
no. I mean on the
at this level. Yeah. Completely agree.
And it looks like Garrett and her are talking over there.
I wouldn't give the money back either. He wouldn't have given it back if he won with that hand.
When does Rip get up? Is this where Rip's going to get up? Okay.
This guy here, there are rumors that he is dating her. We don't know for sure, but this guy definitely did stake her. He, I guess, is a very, very wealthy, like multi-millionaire, maybe a billionaire, a lot of money, but he staked her for this particular tournament.
Hey, Tigger, there was a mention of Erdnase in the chat. Love it.
Check. Okay. Heads up. Check. Go check. Check.
We don't care about this hand. We care about what's going on with.
I'm gonna check the winner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bet.
When do they get?
One.
I don't know, dude. Your timestamp.
Fast forward to where he comes back. Because they're off in the corner now debating it, and she's giving the money back, and then Rip comes back. Sorry, I guess I timestamped when he got up, but it's when he comes back and he says what's going on. It's a little bit after this, but on a timeline this big, you might advance a little and skip a week.
Here we go.
Oh my!
Wait. Beep. There we go.
He fucking made her give the money back. What do you mean made her? How do you
He
How do you-
fucking told her to give the money back and accused her of cheating.
How do you make someone give the money back? I don't understand.
I don't know. He took it.
Right? So look at that. He
talked
made her.
into giving the fucking money.
Why would she be willing to do if she didn't cheat? Why would she be willing to give the money
Why
back?
are you?
And if she did cheat, why isn't she being arrested?
Why was she giving the money back?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
That's
Love how Phil
strange.
Ivey barely cares.
Which is it? There's only two outcomes here. The fuck is going on?
Let's put some cards. Eric, pause a sec. So look at the way Rip comes back and he goes, he made her give the money back. And they go, how did he do that? And he goes, I don't know, but he made her give the money back. So that leads me to believe that he didn't witness why she came to that decision, but she told him he made me give the money back, because a witness would go, he did this, he said this, right? Rob, Viva, Alita, I mean, you guys know arguments better than I do. Does that not lead you to believe that he didn't witness the decision,
Yeah.
but he's just conveying the message?
Oh yeah, that's clear from the very beginning. Like just based on his entire demeanor, like he walked over there and walked back, and is not relaying anything that was said. He's just relaying some emotional reaction.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
So
rumored
it could
to be.
It could
Okay,
be that she told him that he was making her give, or that was his conclusion based off of some gap of information based on the way that she told it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly where I'm at. I don't think he witnessed the decision, just the aftermath of the decision.
I was going to say, if he's not dating her, he clearly, to me, it sounds like he wants to, in terms of the degree to which he's white knighting for her virtue. But
Okay,
yeah,
this guy in the chat room, hold on. This person here apparently has played with Garrett. Okay, so he's a player and he's into the community. And he's straightening out saying that he referred to him as her boyfriend. I had heard others, and I found an article on it. Didn't know for sure, so that's why I said speculative. And then he's also saying he did not make her give the money back. It was her idea from the start, according to this. And I think in a later interview, she said,
Thank
I
you,
did
Will.
it. I
Will,
don't
thank you
care.
so much. Will, thanks for the input. It's important.
And later in the interview, I think she said, I did it. I don't care. It just, like I just wanted to go away.
Gordon says he walked in as Garrett was telling her you're 5,000 short. So he made her give the exact amount back, if that's true.
yeah, or he just said as a joke, "Hey, you're 5,000 short because one chip is 5,000." I mean, it's
Okay, saying Charles Lew, metaverse lawyer, is her husband. Okay, interesting.
Charles Lew,
Right. So then there's implications to say that she's dating Rip. Like it's more than just a dating thing, it's a cheating thing. So
when did Alec Baldwin get to the table? Okay, sorry, the guy,
okay.
the guy in the middle there looks like Alec Baldwin. A little bit.
Okay.
Watch yourself, Bill.
So here's the thing.
Viva.
To Viva's earlier point, and I'd love to get the opinion of every panelist on this and the chat. To Viva's point, which I think was brilliant. If you're going to look at it and say her giving the money back is an admission of guilt, you also have to look at it as the potential of this. If that were true, she's a cheater, right? Which means she's a conscience-deprived dirtbag, because that's what it takes to cheat, especially this much. It could be $5, it could be this money. So that was stupid what I just said. In order to agree to cheat, to put time and effort into developing a way to cheat, you have to be a scumbag. I've studied cheating almost my entire adult life. It's never dawned on me to use this. I've been offered a lot of money to go deal at private games and skew the odds. It's never dawned on me. It takes an ass to want to do that.
Yeah, but beyond that, Spidey, giving the money back doesn't negate the cheating in a poker rule. She'd be excommunicated from the community, from every tournament. She'd be at the very least. So
Even the presumption of cheating.
My only point is, if you're a conscienceless prick, you don't give money back. You don't get this all of a sudden after your cheat works and you make a ton of money. All of a sudden, Jiminy Cricket doesn't visit you and say, maybe you should give the money back. So if you're going to look at it as cheating is sus, or giving the money back is sus, look at it as, would a cheater even do that? Because
if a cheater is cornered and they could be convicted or something else, and you give it back and it goes away.
Like the internet isn't going to speculate anyways.
But they might. I'm just talking. You're asking for a reason why. I've got 3 lawyers on here. One reason why would be your ass will be hemmed up and you will be locked up, or I won't press charges.
Go.
So would that be a reasonable reason for a person who cheated to give the money back.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear more context based off of what the conversation was prior to the decision to give back the money. Because if it was, he was, like ramping up and starting to raise hell, and she's thinking, oh, he's going to be raising a lot of hell, and this is going to become a huge problem, I should just agree to give it back right now, and then see if maybe that will quiet him down again, and then sort of be able to move on. But I don't know, like that could be some fast moving logic for somebody who had cheated. I'm not saying that I think that she did. I'm not sure. I definitely know the least personally about poker out of everybody on this panel. Halfway through, I was like, what am I doing here? But yeah, I don't know. I could definitely see both ways on her giving back the money, based on more contextual evidence personally.
Who left the table first?
He did. I believe.
How long was the delay?
Dude, it's a 6-hour stream. We didn't sit there and watch it.
No, but the other thing is like,
no. I mean, like from when he got up and then
I know.
I don't. After.
I'm not really sure what the play was. Hold on, let me see.
Darth Silver Sith says if she didn't cheat, then she's dumb. So pick your poison for what she is. First of all, she's
inexperienced.
She might have misread her hand, in as much as I was trying to look for the classic guys who misread their hands and then folded winning hands at showdown. It happens. If she thought she had Jack 3 and put the person on an ace high, or even a straight draw, then she can make that call. And she might have just left the table because she realized it was totally stupid. She's going to be embarrassed for the rest of the night and piss away the money that she just made. And she felt so bad. I don't know how much she's worth. It didn't seem that she was worth that
Can
much.
we also please, in this video, make a distinction between she's dumb and she played dumb? Please.
No, that's why I said inexperienced. That's literally why I said inexperienced. And by the way, any newbie would be dumb if they were around pros. Just period. It's not sexual or anything else. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't know. Yeah, and
she misread her hand. It's quite clear. She got freaking lucky. She still should have lost one of the two of them.
And Viva,
I think Viva, that's the point. She knows she should have lost. There's a part of her that's feeling like this is, if she is new in the game and she is a relatively rookie player right now, this year, she's staking and she's creating her reputation. And if you establish a reputation where the accusation gets thrown around that you won a hand you had no business winning because you may have cheated, I would get up from the table and try to remedy that. While it might not be the wise thing to do, it's the responsive thing. It's the reactive thing to do, to get up and try to basically put a cold blanket on a hot fire and try to calm things down. And yeah, offering to pay back money that you don't care about.
Do we know if she's dating the other guy? Because then if he staked her,
apparently not according to Will in the chat. So.
His anger might be, justified or at least rationalizable if he did stake her and was going to get half of whatever she won, and then she
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. He probably would get a percentage of whatever she won, I'm sure.
Oh, if he staked her, if he wouldn't get all of it, he'd get the majority depending on whatever he staked her. But then he'd be pissed. He made her give it back. Why did he give it back?
It's saying here is 50%. Looks like he staked half the table. Well, there you go. While you're playing a game, if you stake everybody else, that's a good bet, isn't it?
Or a terrible one. And then you're losing a lot of money.
That's how you cheat. Is you just you stake 4 of the 6 people and then cannibalize the other 2. That's cheating.
He staked 50% of hers.
No, I know. I'm just saying. No, but like that's like teaming up. When you stake someone, you sort of split the interest. Then you have 2 players playing for 1 interest. But if he staked her 50%, he'll be pissed that she gave the money back.
Anyway, there's other factors on there, and people.
I actually do have. Sorry, Eric. Sorry, I was in my own head, and then when I woke up and spoke, I realized you were already talking. I do this all the time, Eric. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
That's fine. Anyway, there is another video clip that I was going to play, but I'd have to track it down to get the exact part. That people are claiming that she had a vibration device that had told her that she had the winning hand, and they used as justification her chair vibrating, which Spidey, you looked at it too. From what I saw, she was vibrating the chair. that
Okay,
I saw
so
her hip and her thigh moving like
So let's talk about
nervously.
cheating, because this is where my expertise comes in a little bit. And Eric, I'm going to shamelessly self-promote a little bit here. I have a video which I posted yesterday. You guys can check it out on my channel, where I go into a lot of detail on cheating techniques. So as a mentalist, a magician, I've spent most of my life studying ways you can know what someone has. Like, that's what a mentalist does. We secretly have some mind-blowing ways to know what cards you're looking at. That's what we do. It's not a vibration device. It's called a thumper. And it is something mentalists study. I don't want to really go into too much into what capacity, because I'd just be revealing a lot of things. But a thumper is a small device that vibrates. That chair wiggling as a result of a thumper is a ridiculous speculation, because when a thumper vibrates, you could be standing next to me. We could be holding hands. You wouldn't know it, because it's a small device, and it typically goes in a pocket or something, and it's subtle, but you feel it against your skin, and it goes, vroom, vroom. But it's not a jackhammer. The way that chair was wiggling, that was just her leg tapping. That was a part of her fidgeting as she was nervous. That was physical movement. Thumpers do not cause that. I've seen so many different kinds of thumpers. It doesn't work that way. Some people are saying her ring was a thumper because she kept messing around with it.
Look, I'll call these theories ridiculous for the one reason that even if it what the cards were at the time, she still had a 50% chance of losing. Jack high against an open-ended straight flush draw, although she might have known that she closed off the straight flush on the high end. It's not even something you would do if you knew the card. That's why I disagree with Spidey. Cards up, she doesn't make that call. So
cards up, she does. Cards up, she does.
I'll not in a. I mean, maybe in a tournament, but not in a cash game. This is not a tournament where you play this in a cash game. You're going to wait for better times to flip.
She's bankrolled. She wants to put him in his place. She'll go get more money if she has.
That's the issue. I don't think it's really as much. I think it was her with him. There's like a history between them that we weren't watching, but I know that earlier supposedly they had hands and he had bluffed her, and I think she was on to him a little bit with his bluffing, but I don't know. I think that there's a lot going on. I think she was, she knows more than I do, but she doesn't know nearly as much as him or anybody else at the table, probably.
Eric, you guys want to go into a little bit of entertainment?
Yes, please. Oh,
okay, I'll give me a sec, because I want to talk about. It's not a huge theory, but it's one that is just more fun to disprove for me because of my experience, and it's the fact that the dealer is in any way helping her, which I can easily disprove based on one thing, and you guys can all use. There's good takeaway here. I'm going to show you guys how to know if someone's about to cheat at cards before they even do it. So let me just change my angle here. You guys. I actually had a question for Alyte. This is where you come right back in while I get set up here. So I'll be listening, but not watching. Alyte, you're like the reigning champ of defamation coverage. Can she sue him for defamation? I'm actually curious. Can she sue Garrett, or I guess it would be him because he was the one who blatantly accused her publicly of cheating? Is that defamation, or is it just like if he was following a hunch or had good reason to believe he did? Like, does that constitute defamation?
No, I think if he has good reason to believe it, then I think or that, I mean, even just a reasonable belief that it happened, I think that's enough to overcome defamation.
Yeah. Wow.
Even though he could be defamed, so that's a weird one.
I mean, it could end up being a misrepresentation or a lie if she actually didn't cheat, but if she's disinvited to games and she loses her commerce and she's
here's where that changes. Here's where that changes. Not to say that I think that this person cheated, but when you call him a cheater, when you change it from you cheated, that is an opinion. If you change it to you are a cheater, that becomes a characterization. That becomes a statement that has definitely walked into that line of defamation. And that actually goes to a case that I covered a little bit of, the PGA Tour one, where Patrick Reed sued Golf Channel for calling him a cheater.
I'll share an anecdote of why you never play poker with a magician. In university law school, we were playing. Somebody got dealt pocket queens, and the flop came queen 2-2. And the individual who lost to the dealer who is a magician lost because the run out was 2-2, and his flopped boat ended up turning into quad twos with a queen high. and the dealer who had an ace high ended up winning the hand. None of us put it all together until after the evening was over.
I have no idea what you just said.
Imagine,
I'm so glad I'm not the only one.
I mean, he's just rattling this off. So you've got to tone that down, David. And remember,
imagine, Eric, you get dealt 2 beautiful cards, 2 queens in your whole cards.
Yes.
The flop, the first 3 cards come queen 2-2. So
right, you have 3 queens.
You have 3. You have a full house.
Full
3
house.
queens.
Oh,
2
yeah,
twos.
full house. Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is the money. I'm winning everything. Then it comes another 2. So now you've still got a full house and it's queens over 2. And then the river's a 2. So now there's 4 2s on the board. And your flopped full house turns into quad 2s with a queen high, where the dealer who only had an ace on the flop gets you to put the whole time. Oh, he turns your full house into queen high quads.
I see. Okay.
Okay, Viva, watch this. Watch this. So I'm going to do a demonstration for fun. And then I'm going to tell you guys how to spot if someone's going to cheat out cards. Eric, can you make me the big one?
Absolutely, Spidey. I know you love that.
No, not like that. The one where you're still here.
No, I like this better.
If we
like this.
No, now it's Alita.
That's Alita.
Okay. So by the way, this is borrowed deck. This is there's nothing wrong with the cards. You can hand me any deck of cards. What's that? Allegedly. Allegedly. And I will give it every kind of shuffle as well. So that's called an overhand shuffle. You'll sometimes see this at amateur poker games, but typically not so much at pro games. This is called running a deck. It's like an overhand shuffle, but overhand shuffle tends to be in bigger packets. Running a deck is thinner packets or individual cards like this. The most typical shuffle you see at a poker table is a riffle shuffle. That's like this, where the packets are being weaved into each other. And I'll push it all the way in, no cheating. And this is something you'll see a lot out east. That's called a Hindu shuffle. Now, it's also very, very important to note that if you guys were here, I would allow one of you to cut this deck. I would put it on the table. You would cut the deck like that. Viva, you're a seasoned player here, poker enthusiast. So you tell me, how many players am I dealing? We're going to do Texas Hold'em. How many players am I dealing?
Full table or short table?
Whatever you want. I don't care.
Let's
not do too many. Let's not do it.
Deal 6. Deal 6.
6. Okay. But for brevity, let's make it short. Let's make it smaller than that.
Go with 4 because it's got to be more than 3.
Got it. 4. Love it. Viva, 1, 2, 3, 4. And Rob is my partner here. He's my secret partner that I'm going to give the hand to. Where is he sitting? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Rob is going to be sitting 1.
1. So that's who's winning. Rob is my partner. That's who's winning. Now, remember, a lot of people suspect in cheating stacked cards to where we put cards where we want them to. But the fact that Viva decided how many I'm dealing and who's winning changes everything. So here we go. We're doing 1. We're gonna do this Texas.
Yeah, I don't believe you're dealing off the top of the deck, but
I'll slow it down. Watch. So that's 4. Yeah. And we'll do. This is the burn card, and then that's.
Does everybody see how fast your hands move?
Let's see the flop.
What are you talking about, David? What does he do for a living? Good God.
It makes me so uncomfortable. This is why I'll take a robot dealer. What do we got here?
This is nice.
10,
this is nice. So, okay. We have this. And then we have, 10 of clubs. Do you see this? So we have an 8 of spades, Jack of clubs, Queen of clubs, 10 of clubs. And then the last one.
Why do I feel like I have a 9?
9 of clubs. 9, 10, Jack, Queen. 9, 10, Jack, Queen of clubs. So any club gets a flush. Let's see what the other players got here. 6 and a 3 of spades. This person's out.
The only way you're going to make money off this hand is
someone's got a 9 on the river, but this person wouldn't be around anymore.
So it'd be
6 and a 9. That's no good either. So the point here was, without setting up the other hands, because that's an entirely different thing, to try to set up this hand. So we have a 10, a Jack, and a Queen of clubs. The best hand possible, given this, is
Ace, King of clubs.
Ace, King of clubs, which is 1 out of 36,000 odds, something like that, which means I would have to do this 36,000 times.
What do you know?
Rob takes
You're dealing off the bottom of the deck, correct?
Correct.
Spidey?
So let's look at that. So the first part is actually getting the cards where you need them to, and that's exactly right. So bottom dealing, second dealing, center dealing. I'll show you the bottom deal. Here's what it looks like.
In the movie Rounders, they called it machine dealing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different. The bottom dealing or underdecking are the more common terms. Here are the 4 aces. So watch. 4 aces. These are the only 4 aces in the deck. Watch. And how you get them there, like, so you notice all the shuffles, that's the other part of it. Through the shuffles, you still have to get those cards to the bottom. Despite someone else cutting the deck, you have to get those cards to the bottom. That's an entirely different story. That takes a very long time to explain. But here's what the bottom deal looks like. The retention is important because it's got to look like the cards are coming from the top.
It's
your
real
pinky slides.
Yeah, I see it. But you got to slow it down. You're moving. As long as you're moving quick, you can't tell. It just looks like it's top.
Those are all from the bottom. So watch what happens if I turn the top card over so you can actually see the action. Watch. And, you guys are looking at this on a zoomed-in camera. Imagine at a table. No one's noticing the difference. Watch.
It still looks like it's coming from the top. It looks like it's
coming from immediately under the top card.
Yeah, it does.
Much.
Yeah, but when that's turned over, because you have that retention of vision going back and forth.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I guess the only way someone would know that you're up to shenanigans is based on the way your hand is cupping the bottom of the cards.
Exactly.
If you pinched it with like index like that.
So Viva's exactly right. So the way you know that someone's about to cheat is called the mechanic's grip. And I go into this in my video from yesterday, but the way normal people deal, and this is exactly how I know that not only is the dealer at that table not cheating, but she doesn't know how to cheat. She's a great dealer, but wouldn't know how to cheat. It's because the way she holds the deck. Most people when they deal cards hold the deck this way. You have one finger. Now I have very long fingers, so mine makes it to the corner. Most people don't. They land about there with the index finger and the other 3 fingers on the side. If I want to cheat, there's a lot of disadvantages here. First, the front of the deck is completely exposed. So you could see, especially if I'm here, you could see where those cards are coming from. Second, all my fingers are engaged. I need them all because if I let go of any of them, it's a very loose grip and those might fall. Second, the side over here is blocked with these 3 fingers. I can't cheat this way. Mechanic's grip looks like one of 2 things. The old school way is this. So the index goes across the bottom,
that's bad.
Hides much of the front, and lands in this corner. And then these fingers are pulled back to create an opening here. The modern way, the way I use, is this. So the middle finger is the one in the corner, and now my index finger is blocking that entire front, and I have a nice big opening over here. The reason this is an advantage for me is, first of all, the entire deck is held with 1 finger. So the other fingers are free to maneuver. Then, like I said, the front is blocked, and finally the side is open over here. So with this
Spidey,
position,
how many hours, weeks, months did you have to practice to get this down?
Guys, when I finish, and Rob knows till what hours of the night I film and edit, but when I'm done that, 2 hours of practice almost nightly. Still till today.
Look at these beautiful paws that I have. These things, this is like shorts. I could never do that. I could spend an entire lifetime. I don't think I could do that. I could play a little bit of piano.
So watch. So when it's in this position, but yeah, Viva, you would have quite an advantage with hands like that, especially when it comes to like palming and stuff. For like if you want to switch in cards, which is really difficult, being able to palm a card, like keep one in the hand with big hands like that.
No, my hands are tiny. That's the thing. Mine are. I'm not going to look like I'm.
Oh, they're tiny because when you brought them up to the camera, they look like
pudgy sausages. Look at this.
I look a little. So when you had them up, they look pretty massive. So with this position, we can easily get that bottom card. So
PSA: never play poker with Spidey. Says
no shit. Because even if I don't do this stuff, my reads are pretty good, right? So. If you ever see someone holding a deck of cards and they're about to deal with 1 finger, the index or the middle finger, off in that corner to the point where there's a bit of pressure, this hurts. There's no reason to hold the deck this way unless I'm going to cheat. You could see there it creates a dent because I'm really pushing it into the palm, and there's a lot of pressure there because I'm holding this with 1 hand. The only reason anybody would hold the deck this way is because they're about to cheat. So this is how you know in the way that they hold the deck. And that allows for bottom deals. It also allows for second deals where you get that second card instead of the bottom card. And some pros can even center deal, which is the same as a bottom, but the card actually comes out the middle of the deck, and that's ridiculous. I don't center deal.
Well, Spidey, actually, now if you had typically you have that not the blank card but a little plastic bottom on the deck. How do you bottom deal with that in?
Two ways. One is called a buckle. So that's in the pressure. So I would need an extra finger. It's this. So with a bit of pressure, I could buckle that bottom, and instead of my finger going here, it's actually going around that to here.
Okay. And it's substantially
it's
harder,
not a
I
buckle,
imagine?
it's just this.
Okay.
So one of my fingers is just going to engage that. The other way, which is less common, is you can shift or palm out that bottom card. So watch, if the cut card is, let's say this, the 3 of spades, which would be a cut card before the deal. This is a lot more impractical, but before the deal, I can just get rid of it and have it hidden in the hand. But that's a lot more work to do when a simple buckle would suffice. So with a buckle, you can just do that. And now when you go to grab that bottom card, you're going around that buckled card. So it comes closer to a second deal, or to a bottom deal. And then, of course, there's actually getting the hand. Sorry, I'm nerding out here.
I love watching it. I love watching the play of the cards because I appreciate the artistry. Like when you slay them out, I've always just thought that this looks so cool.
Thanks, man. So Viva, the other thing is to actually have the hand and to maintain the hand despite shuffling and despite. I just wanted to see if I had a royal flush in hearts. I do, and not only do I have a royal flush in hearts, but I already positioned it exactly where I wanted. So you guys notice as I was talking and wasting time and rambling, I was looking through the cards. That's all it takes me. And now I've pretty much identified and controlled the royal flush in hearts. And it doesn't matter how much I shuffle. I can give it any kind of shuffle. And I'll even show you what it would look like if you were to cut. So let me do this first. Let me get the royal flush in hearts to the bottom. If I got this right, it should be about there. I got it. So the royal flush in hearts is now at the bottom. Oh, I'm missing the 10. I'm missing the 10. I don't know if...
Inexcusable, Spidey.
I know.
Sorry, that would have cost us
you know what?
an evening
Because I don't have a 10 in this deck.
Video over. No.
Sorry. Do I even have a 10? It's very possible that the reason it's not there is because there isn't a 10 of hearts in the deck. I swear. I swear. There's no 10 of hearts. It's over here. No, I'm kidding. I don't actually have. That's why I thought I had them all, but I don't. Okay, let's. Where the hell is my 10 of hearts? Oh, it's here. I don't know why my 10s were in the deck. I must have been practicing some trick earlier. So, okay, forget that. Let's just go back to here. Shuffle it in.
I bet when Spidey is stressed, his comfort gesture that he can't help but hide is shuffling cards.
Yeah, this is my pacifying. Okay, I'm good. So we've got now the whole royal flush back at the bottom. So now watch, Viva, check this out. So if I were to allow you to cut, and it's very intimidating to me that this is this zoomed in. Usually your peripherals really distract you. But if you were to cut, and this is a player cutting at the table, I would have to get that. And by the time I come deal, I would have to get them right back at the bottom.
Jesus, what you did.
Watch again.
Okay,
Watch again.
Yeah.
So this is a legit cut. The cards are being cut into the center.
Mm-hmm.
So
you just
usually
offset them a little bit.
The player does the cut. The dealer completes the cut. That's important because I keep that spot. And as I come to deal, I've got them back at the bottom.
But Spidey, take one card and flip it over underneath as though it's a non-deck card. Yeah, you know, like the plastic, the yellow plastic divider that they use in a casino. So so we can see a blue card on the bottom.
Oh yeah, so the what I'm showing you now with this would only work in house games where there isn't a cut card. Okay. Because if there's a cut card, it goes into the deck and that's part of the cut.
Yep.
So you can't use that for this technique. For this, you would have to stack them there before this goes in, after that goes in, which is a whole different thing. I'm showing you in a house game because most people who are watching this are going to play with their friends, and there won't be a cut card in 90% of the time. But yeah,
not anymore. Not anymore. I'm throwing a cut card in now.
Right, Viva, at these tourneys and stuff, do they use cut cards?
To the best of my recollection, they do that anywhere at a professional tourney or at a house tourney.
The one we're watching here with Robbi and Garrett.
I think they use cut cards. A cut card we're talking about, it's a non-deck card. It's a yellow
non-deck,
piece of plastic.
Blue or yellow plastic that goes at the bottom.
I'll be shocked if they don't. I'm fairly.
Did someone in the chat enlighten us?
I'm still trying to find
do they?
I'm still trying to find the best of Mike Possel's inexplicable play. Where if you want to see someone whose behavior indicates something suspicious.
From what I understand, though, everything got thrown out.
The civil suits, yeah, but I'll be shocked if he could ever play a game again in anywhere. I mean, his behavior was peculiar, let alone the way he played multiple hands.
Okay, here we go. Every casino everywhere uses cut cards.
Okay.
Use the cut card. Okay, yeah, right. So in the casino, yeah, this wouldn't be likely. But Viva, keep this in mind. At the okay, so follow-up question, Will and Viva, I guess. Is the dealer the only one shuffling and cutting, or does the player get to cut before the dealer deals?
Dealer typically asks someone at the table to cut and put the cut card in, and then they cut it around.
At these poker games. Okay, so that is very effective. If you're doing that because let's see, this goes here.
And then you got to cut around it so it's on the bottom of the deck after the cut.
And you do this. So yeah, the only way to go around that would be a shift with a cut card. There are some people who can do it. Whoa. Yeah, listen, there are some, oh man. I could do it, but it would be infinitely difficult.
You got a new trick.
She's not doing that. There's no way. There's absolutely no freaking way she's doing that.
The only way it would make sense for the casino to be helping cheat would be like we saw in Possel, where it might be a marketing thing where they're using it to launch a new platform, a new poker tournament, a new casino, and somebody making these types of calls draws in more people and more attention. But this is just a regular cash game. Anyhow, no, there's no cheating in that happened there.
So anyways, all this to say, takeaway for those of you watching this, mostly for house games, careful for this. Fingers going to the corners like this, that's dangerous. And just in general, something Rob said earlier is very valid, and Eric said it, and I'm sure all of you said it, really fast, especially the hand holding the deck. Most dealers, this hand it might be really fast, but it's rare that the hand holding the deck is moving really fast. And that really, really does help us, because as I move this, it's hard for you to see what's going on. So if this one's moving a lot, there's no real reason for this hand to be moving that much. When you're dealing cards, this makes a heck of a lot more sense than this. So yeah,
that makes sense. Wow.
A couple of good takeaways there.
Very
Love
cool.
it. Love it. Okay, so I guess.
Sorry.
Wow. See, okay, was this not an awesome show?
Makes me want to go play poker again, but I like playing poker.
I know.
I don't like losing money. That's the only problem.
Oh, I despise that idea.
I despise losing money, and then I feel guilty when I win money, and I'm almost happier losing. So
you know what? I love this. Speaking of money, I love money. Super chats.
Let's get the Spidey bucks.
It's always magic when Spidey and Rob are together. The new bromance of the day.
Nice.
And then here we go. She was confronted, called a cheater, didn't want to ruin her poker career, was staked, couldn't afford the lawyers, and he was pissed off and much bigger than her. This is a scared girl in a bad place.
Well, hold on. But does American Virus think she cheated or not based on this description?
I think I saw it come up in the chat. It was kind of in line when I had given the whole "your reputation is everything," and people were coming and saying that's kind of how they felt, and this came up at that time. So I think this is saying she didn't cheat.
Okay, so what's everyone's conclusion really quickly? I don't think she cheated personally.
To me, it's a no-brainer. Even if she saw the cards, I don't think she makes that call. Spidey, I appreciate the equity arguments, but that typically applies more so in tournaments where you're forced to play, not where you're flipping for $160,000 just because.
Yeah, I made a meme. Yeah, Viva, I agree. I think it's debatable, but I do think that I'm not. You know what? I'm not gonna argue with you on that. But anyways, but either way, it's not the place to cheat. Like if you have this amazing system, it's not the place to cheat. Yep. And you can say maybe her system didn't allow her to know, how ridiculous this was. But you're looking at a Jack 4. It's a ridiculous place to cheat. So anyone who understands even a little bit of poker, this amazing cheating system, this isn't the place to trigger it. I do have a meme that I made that Scott Rouse shared. Eric, I don't know if you saw it because he thought it was hilarious. Viva, I have a feeling you're going to get a kick out of this. I'm going to share my thing. So, you
So
guys can
Alita,
see-
do you think she cheated? Well, we're pulling this up.
So I have the least poker knowledge out of anyone on this stream. I mean, but I was just looking at her behavior, her sort of like her what looked like nervous behavior when they were in like the final round there, where it seemed like she was like, I don't think I have this one. I think you're gonna be winning this one. And it did to me look like real nervous energy of like, I may be looking like an idiot right now.
I agree.
So that's I just that's the thing that kind of convinces me. Maybe that's not enough. I'm certainly not the most well versed on the body language details to be picking up, but that's what I see.
Of course, now Rob, I was personally offended, and I know earlier you were saying she's definitely a cheater. So, can you explain why you said that?
No, I didn't say she was a cheater. I thought we were talking about
I'm joking, dude.
You said the chess cheater, and then the second that she starts to like lean forward.
Oh, you're talking about her chest now? Oh my God, you sexist!
I laughed, and people anyone, you're dumb if you don't think that people don't wear stuff at poker games to distract the other players. They absolutely do. And then right there in the heat of the moment, she does this maneuver and leans forward, and I was like, you kidding?
Blink, 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 blink.
She was also, I mean, yeah, her that part she did look like she was intentionally making it far less likely that anyone was looking at her face.
Yeah.
Okay,
so yeah,
somebody had stated this here.
Wardrobe is a choice, and that was a very thoughtfully chosen outfit, I think.
Okay. I've heard different things, and we'll see how it comes out. With she claims that he cornered and threatened her. She was pulled out of the game and forced to speak to him in a dark hallway. Full detail to come, but that was 6 ago. She hasn't yet given details.
This entire thing is just.
Well, when you're talking about $100 and some odd $1,000 on the line, I can see people getting a little nutty.
Viva.
Let's see this.
Oh,
Karate Kid. Okay, Robbi Jade. Yeah, it won't break the internet.
It was an illegal kick.
It's so niche, but find a better metaphor than this. You have the one person who's like devoted their life to understanding the skill of something, and then the newbie who just.
Well, Spidey, I'm just thinking of the episode of The Simpsons where Homer Simpson's, don't try to eat these so-called chips. So naturally, I'm winning and have no idea. Yeah. Oh, she clearly misread her hand. Period. She thought she had Jack 3.
It's just more so his reaction. I think he was just like,
oh, he's got to get off his ego. People can make dumb plays, and he would have been just as happy to scoop that pot twice. So he should.
All right. Well, Will H is coming the other way, saying he left, she followed. So that's a lie. I don't know. I really don't know. And people are saying there was a later video. I didn't get a chance to see it. No.
I don't want to run or start the exodus. I have been summoned by the missus.
No, that's fine. We're wrapping up, and we're wrapping up anyway. I think that we summed it all up. Everybody except Rob thinks she didn't cheat.
If anybody wants to see, go watch the Mike Postle highlights. Doug Polk did a great breakdown of it. There you'll see some behavior and multiple hands played in a very suspicious way.
Well, that's significant too, because we're talking about only one hand. And I think you can't judge her on a single freaking hand. If you saw this, if this happened like in 5 different tournaments, you might start going, something a little odd going on, but it's one time. I mean,
well, and also the cheat would have been her bluffing him off his straight with a huge bet that she knows that he couldn't call, knowing that he had what he had. It's not calling off with a jack high.
I mean, that's not even a cheat. That's a bluff. It's a
no,
bad
but
bluff.
If she were to know that he had 8-9 open-ended straight draw and it's one card to come, and then she makes a bet that she knows that he won't call. That's
also she wouldn't do a min raise, right? Because if you're going to cheat, jack the money up, right? Why go lower in the pot?
Apparently, Doug Polk did a video on this and says he thinks she cheated. I'll go check that out.
Some people are thinking about the vibrating chair.
Yeah, Doug talked about the vibrating chair. Doug was very impartial. Like, I feel like at the end he settled on she probably didn't cheat and it was just a crazy hero call. But he was very back and forth, very impartial.
That's because he's viewing it like a professional analyst and not like someone who misread her hand and was embarrassed.
Yeah,
it's like
he was very, very professional. I really enjoyed his video. I think above him and then Joe Ingram had a great stream about that.
Everybody should follow them. Joey Ingram, Doug Polk, Polk. They do great poker vlogs, and they also are fun to follow.
I think
on
Joe
Twitter.
thought she tweeted.
Well, he seemed very kind.
Tweeted, sorry. Somebody said they sent me a tweet. I think that Joe thought that she cheated, or somebody had pointed that video out because of the vibrating chair. I think Joe had gone into that.
Doug went into that. Did Joe go into that? I don't know. Joe could have gone into that, but the vibrating chair is nonsense. It doesn't. The thumpers don't vibrate like that at all. Please listen to me.
Well, that was something that would be kind of obvious, wouldn't it? I mean, if you're going to use a device, it wouldn't be so strong that it vibrates the furniture. People are like, "Wow, why is your chair vibrating?"
Not for that purpose.
Odd. Well, okay, yes, that's the other tournament.
It is.
Joe Neerman did an interview with him. I didn't know.
There's apparently someone else Neerman.
Okay.
No, I think they're playing.
Oh, that's the different person.
Guy.
No, chess guy.
Okay,
that's a different type of cheating.
And apparently,
three stories in 2 weeks.
Yeah, fishing, gambling.
Analyze minute 20 of Poker News interview. Okay, I don't know what that.
The fishing cheating is just the most ridiculous Poker News.
It's not ridiculous.
You know what though? Money's money, David.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
You can't be that much of an idiot to stuff weights down a fish and think you're going to get away with it. A 12-year-old cheats like that.
They did it for the theory. They're going back. They did it for like the entire season, and this was the one time when they did it, and it was too much. Like the previous record was 16 pounds, and these guys come up with 33 pounds. Like it wasn't like 16. You estimated and brought it up to like 18, which you can argue away. But when you're holding up fish that look identical, like hundreds of thousands of dollars that are lost, and those guys were lucky to leave that parking lot with their
unscathed. Yeah, with their teeth. That was nuts.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it was just she just made an intuitive call. Whether she thought she had Jack 3 or not, it's very possible. I just think it was an amateur play, and the pro just couldn't get his head wrapped around it.
Oh, okay. Somebody did send me the tweet that they were talking about. Let me see if I can find the share.
Okay, but no, I'm gonna duck out because my wife.
Okay, bye.
People, have a good evening.
See you.
That was fun. Thank you.
All right, this is Robbi making the claim. Garrett blocked me, guilty as charged. What an honest man. He cornered me and threatened me. If he has the audacity to give me the death stare on camera, picture what it's like off camera. I was pulled out of the game and forced to speak to him in a dark hallway. Full details to come.
Is the dark hallway like what she's talking about when they were like right there and we can borderline hear them talk?
That didn't look like a dark hallway, so I agree with you, but I don't know. I don't know anything beyond it, or
altercation, or if he approached her and then continued it near the table.
I don't know, and I never want to accuse or speculate. I mean, God knows we have enough of that going on right now. So
yeah, a lot of people are saying Occam's razor, and that's
Occam's razor. Yes,
I think that absolutely applies here. Occam's razor is the theory that usually the simplest explanation is the right one. And in this case, the simplest explanation is not a vibrating ring or a...
Right. You have to start to... and that was something I said in my video is you start to get into 3D, 4D, 5D chess when you're like, yeah, but then she would know, but to say the 3, to lay out it. Because if you just start with the conclusion that she cheated, then you have to come up with everything on the way to pad it. I don't know. The easiest one is to just say, no, she didn't cheat. And that's pretty easy to hold up too, I guess. I don't know. I think you should always start from the conclusion that somebody didn't do something wrong. But maybe I'm an American.
innocent till proven guilty, right?
Yeah, you're Canadian, so I don't know what you guys do.
All the cheating accusations make me sick. My time, thank you.
Oh my God. She says, I don't know. There's a part of me that had a little heart. I'm like, I need to come clean. I don't know.
Oh, like she just said I need to come clean, and that's why she gave the money back. I don't know.
I don't know either, but let me see. Peggy Cole. When I was young, I used to go on deep sea boats, and I did float waders and fish to win a prize at the end of the day. My bad. Okay. All right. Well,
are we done with super chats?
I think we're done with super chats. I think we've covered it. I think everybody thinks that she didn't cheat, and it's been an amazing time. Spidey, thank you so much for sharing your skill. And everybody, check out his video because he breaks it down. That's an old trick, Spidey. Peggy Cole says she's not impressed.
Oh, sorry.
Apparently. Check out Spidey's video. If you want, check out my video earlier today, too. It does go more into the poker with somebody who knows what he's talking about with me. So I'm not saying I do. I had somebody who does, just like I have Spidey here, who spends 2 hours a day. Think about that, everyone. 2 hours a day.
These bad boys.
Insane. And everyone, thank you so much. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe. I'd love to catch up with all these massive channels that I'm hanging out with, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.